You're not confused about what you want. You're waiting for permission to want it. There's a difference between being lost and being unclaimed. And your brain knows which one you are. You felt it. That strange paralysis when someone asks what you really want. Not what you should want, what you actually want. Your mind goes blank. Or worse, it floods with answers that all feel like lies. You can list 100 things you're supposed to be doing, but when you try to feel your own desire, it's like reaching for something in the dark. This isn't indecision, it's something deeper. Psychologists call it external locus of identity, when your sense of self is shaped more by others' expectations than by internal signals. But here's what they don't tell you. You're not broken, you're just unclaimed. Let me reframe this. Being lost means you don't know the destination. Being unclaimed means you haven't given yourself permission to choose one. There's a concept in developmental psychology called psychological autonomy. It's the brain's ability to generate goals from within, not just react to the world's demands. And here's the problem. If you grew up in an environment where your feelings were dismissed, redirected, or corrected, your brain learned that your internal compass isn't trustworthy. So now, even when you're alone, even when no one's watching, you still wait for external validation before you move. You've outsourced your permission slip, and without it, you freeze. Here's what's happening in your brain. The prefrontal cortex, your decision-making center, relies on something called interoceptive awareness. That's your ability to sense what's happening inside your body. Hunger, tension, excitement, dread. When you have strong interoceptive awareness, you can feel the difference between "I want this because it excites me" and "I want this because I think I should." But if that signal was ignored or overridden early in life, your brain stops sending it clearly. It's like turning down the volume on your own emotions until you can barely hear them. Now your prefrontal cortex doesn't have good data, so it defaults to external cues. What do others expect? What's safest? What won't disappoint anyone? You become fluent in everyone else's needs and illiterate in your own. This is why you can advocate fiercely for a friend, but go silent when it's time to defend your own boundary. You were never taught that your inner voice counts. So how do you reclaim yourself? Not through willpower, through repatterning. Step 1. Start with the body, not the mind. Your brain won't trust thoughts that feel disconnected from sensation. So don't ask, "What do I want?" Ask, "What feels tight? What feels open?" Notice your body's response to small decisions. Coffee or tea, walk or rest, text back now or later. These aren't trivial, they're training data. Step 2. Practice micro-claims. A claim is any moment you honor your preference without justification. You don't want to go to that event. You don't say, "I'm too tired, sorry." You say, "I'm not going." No explanation, no apology, just a boundary. At first, this will feel arrogant. That's not arrogance. That's your nervous system remembering what it feels like to take up space. Step 3. Separate wanting from having. One reason you suppress desire is because wanting something feels like failure if you don't get it, so your brain preemptively shuts it down. But wanting isn't a contract, it's just information. Let yourself want things you'll never pursue. Let yourself want contradictory things. The goal isn't logic, it's reconnection. Step 4. Expect grief. When you start listening to yourself again, you'll realize how long you've been silent. You'll see all the moments you abandoned yourself. That grief is not a setback, it's proof you're waking up. Step 5. Build a desire log, not a goal list, a record of moments you felt pull, curiosity, anger, longing, delight. You're not trying to act on all of them, you're rebuilding trust with your own signals. Over time, patterns emerge, and those patterns become your map. Here's the simple model. Think of yourself as a house. For years, you left the doors unlocked. Anyone could walk in and rearrange the furniture, tell you what belongs, what doesn't. You thought that made you adaptable. It just made you hollow. Reclaiming yourself isn't about building walls. It's about standing in your own doorway and deciding, this stays, this goes, this is mine. You don't need to know your life's purpose. You just need to know you're allowed to have one. You were never lost. You were just waiting for someone to choose you. But no one else can do that. Not a partner, not a parent, not a calling that falls from the sky. You have to choose yourself. Not loudly, not at once, just honestly. One small claim at a time, until the shape of your life starts to feel like it's yours. You don't need permission. You never did. You just need to start listening.